Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect, episode 187. Today's date is April 19th, 2025, and I am Duds, or Duds Versus, known to the rest of the interwebs.
And I'm Carl. You may know me as Carl Rides. Today we'll be giving you our review of a Minecraft movie. But first, what have you been up to recently, Duds?
Oh no. We were talking pre-show. I was regretting this. So I've not played Minecraft since the last episode. Yeah, so part of that is I got a little burned out mentally, and not so much just because of Minecraft. Mentally, I've been going through some things, and I just needed to take a step back and realign stuff. I've been waiting for Create to do its update. I think we're waiting on just the one mod to update for Fabric, and then we're good to go. So I went to start my season on Channel 64, and I have a storyline and a base design, or at least a house design, and I worked with Jess, which was awesome, to create some models, and those have already been put in there. I just need to get going, and I just haven't. I don't know why. I don't know how. I just haven't. So there's that. Also recently, I believe I've gotten carpal tunnel. I'm not sure if it is or not. I have a doctor's appointment to get seen to see if it is, but I have numbness in my fingertips. I can check, and there's still blood flow and everything like that. And then I Googled online, and sure enough, that's one of the symptoms for carpal tunnel. And I believe it's one, because this past year I've switched to an office job, and two, basically every day or every weekend since November, I've been wrenching on the Jeep, and it's all hand tools. I don't have the power tools.
Jeez.
For 8 hours a day, I'm sitting at a computer, and then on the weekends, I'm spending 12 hours with hand tools on the Jeep. So I'm pretty sure I just wrecked my hands. And then on top of that, last weekend, I was changing the universal joints in the front axle. That's not the important part. The important part is to know I don't have a bench vise, so I jerry-rigged something to try to press them out.
Oh dear.
And as I was wrenching on it, I had to pull really hard, and it felt like somebody had put a rubber band around me and snapped it on my back. No lie, I felt my back ripple. And serious back pain for a couple of days. It started to feel better by Friday. So I went out into the garage and cleaned the garage, started organizing stuff, mainly because I got a bunch of Jeep parts out of the garage because I've been working on it so much. I ended up re-injuring my back, and then I went and worked on the Jeep for 9 hours today. And on top of that, I haven't stopped working out. Yeah, I'm pushing my body to its breaking point, I'm pretty sure.
Just a little bit.
But the good news is I am going camping next weekend.
Nice.
So I am taking that weekend off, and I am relaxing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Is it like a test run of the Jeep, or is it just camping?
It's just a shakedown of the camping equipment. So what I did today is the leaf springs in the back are beefy leaf springs, but I put an extremely heavy rear bumper on there that can hold a spare tire. And so it sagged a little in the back. I bought what's called an overload spring that you can put in your leaf springs in the back. And I know a lot of car people are like, get rid of the leaf springs. No, leaf springs like to party. That's the rule. So anyways, we're sliding the leaf springs in, and the rear shock absorber that attaches to the axle was in the way. I couldn't drop the axle far enough to slide that in. So I went to unbolt it, and I snapped the screw or the bolt off, and that part of the axle is welded on. So I'm not able to fix that. I have to get somebody to weld a new one back on.
Oh.
Yeah. So for that reason, I'm not going to do any trail runs this weekend. I'm just kind of going to test the camping equipment. I sent Carl a bunch of pictures of all the nice camping stuff I put on the Jeep today.
Yeah.
It was a bad day in the fact that I broke that off, but it was a good day in that a lot of work did get done.
Well, it's looking very cool from the pictures anyway, so...
It is very cool. The overload leaf spring was only supposed to add about 1 inch of height in the back, which was just enough to offset all the weight I was putting on there. It actually lifted it a little above 2 inches. So my rear end of the Jeep sticks up a good bit. Looks like a monster truck. I had to jump to get in my car. I've always had to kind of pull myself into the Jeep. I actually had to physically jump to get in the driver's seat now. And I'm like, that's in the back. What if I did that in the front? Maybe I'll when I get set up for camp and stuff, I'll take some pictures. We can post it.
Sure.
My camping experience will be over by the time this podcast gets finished and released. That's it for Duds. Enough Jeep talk for now. What have you been up to?
I've been sick again. Go me. I like being ill a lot. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But more importantly than that, I finally got round to sorting out my storage hell. I used to have a little 1 terabyte Western Digital MyCloud thing that was my NAS.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a little SSD in the hub for my Mac Mini. I have hard drives connected. I have cloud services. And it was really annoying me. I've been looking at getting a new NAS for the past year, maybe a bit longer, 18 months. And I've been going back and forth on which brand to buy. Everyone goes, just go with Synology. And I'm like, yeah, but their hardware is atrocious for the money. And they've been doing a lot of things recently that I don't agree with. Like their next generation of NASs will be locked to their own hard drives.
Ooh, yeah.
So you can't use third-party hard drives.
Don't like that.
Yeah. Since recording this episode, Synology have released a statement to NAS Compares. I've added a link in the description to them covering this statement. I've also added a link to a video they did recently comparing Synology and Ugreen on hardware, software and more to help you make your own mind up about which system to go for if you're in the market for a new NAS. They've discontinued Video Station, which is their version of Plex. It's stuff like that that made me go, maybe not. So I've gone with, after a lot of time and a lot of research and a lot of watching videos from a British YouTuber called NAS Compares, I've gone with a Ugreen NAS.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, Ugreen's been around for like 10 years or so. They mainly do power banks and cables and, you know, even big beefy ones that use in things like motorhomes and things. They had NASs in Asia for a good few years. And last year they brought it to the West, and the hardware is up to date. They support third-party hard drives. Their OS is not as fleshed out as Synology's DSM, but it's got the core things you need. And it's got its own theatre, basically their version of Plex. I try to keep to first-party software as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like relying on third parties. So that's why the whole Synology thing with Video Station kind of irked me a bit.
Yeah.
And they've got great apps for iOS and Android and Windows and Mac and Apple TV and Android TV, and it works with LG WebOS and all these kind of platforms. I got it during Amazon Spring Deals, where there was deals on the unit. Spent the last 2 weeks moving all my data from random hard drives, random flash drives, from cloud services like Google Drive and iCloud and OneDrive and Dropbox, and moving it all onto my own hardware. And I've been organizing and getting rid of stuff, and it feels so good.
Yeah.
To just have terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of storage available. It's just so good. I'm really happy with it so far.
Yeah.
That Western Digital MyCloud, I'm not going to say anything bad about it because I bought it in 2012 and it still works to this day. No shade there.
Yeah.
But it's just, I just grew out of it a long time ago. So that's mainly what I've been doing.
I'm running what I named the Seagate expansion drive. It came with like 10 terabytes or something like that. And it's been great because I literally just back all my YouTube, all of the podcasts and stuff up to it.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting a NAS for a while. I have a ton of old DVDs.
Yeah, same.
And they're not on streaming services anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to be able to burn them to a NAS.
Yeah.
Be able to connect anywhere in the house and watch it, not just have to. I only have the one DVD player in my bedroom, so if I want to watch it in the living room, I gotta go disconnect it and walk it to the living room. And
yeah.
And if I want to finish it in my bedroom, I have to unplug the DVD player, walk it back. And I could just go buy another DVD player, but
if you can these days.
Yeah. I mean, I could also just have a NAS and use it for more than just that. So if I want to edit, I can not have to edit from my computer. I can edit from my laptop.
Yep.
Which is powerful enough to do it.
Yeah, it comes with like M.2 slot, like caching and for storage pools and stuff. I'm so happy.
Oh, I bet.
And it's silly that I'm this happy about just having everything organized and in one place, but I am.
I mean, that's the way I felt when I organized the garage. My garage has been a mess since January. Now everything has a place, nothing touching the floor other than the vehicles.
Nice.
Oh, that's so nice.
Organization, whether it's physical or digital, just makes me happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, that's the main thing I've been doing since the last episode. I got my ZDAF Is That Sheep Looking at Me coin that he was doing as part of that series. That's pretty cool as well. I like ZDAF and I wanted to get some merch from him for a while, and that was the kind of one that that appealed to me. And watching a Minecraft movie, which we'll get to, of course. But yeah, that's been my month.
Yeah, not a lot of Minecraft for either one of us, but...
No. But I have been itching to get back onto the Create server.
I have too. I think I'm kind of really down to just... I'm going to give my hands and stuff some more rest, give my hands a little time, maybe mess around a little bit.
Hopefully the fabric version of Create will be out soon and we can get it updated.
Yeah, I got to play with some mechanical frogs.
Yeah, those frogs look really cool. So yeah,
Mm.
Playing with all the new stuff would be really good.
Yeah. We did have a pretty big snapshot. So Lead's got a massive update, and it's been an update we've asked for a while now. So that is really cool. Visually, Leads are now thicker.
Yep.
I about said sticker for some reason.
Sticker.
The lead snap distance has changed from 10 to 12 blocks to 16 blocks for the Happy Ghast.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. Breaks immediately when using a firework rocket. Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
They're really wanting you to move mobs through the air with the Happy Ghast.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because now the Happy Ghast can pick things up. It's kind of like a little helicopter. So it has a bigger utility. Because when we saw the Happy Ghast, I was kind of let down. It's not a bad thing. I just kind of expected to see a little bit more. So we're getting a little bit more out of the Happy Ghast in the form of that it can pick things up and leash them around and all that stuff. That's good. The only thing is I need to watch some more videos on people piloting the Happy Ghast because I know you can direction it, I think like a boat.
Yeah.
And you hit the jump button to go up. How do you go down?
I think it's shift.
Nope. If you shift, you stand up.
Oh, yeah.
See, these are the things I have questions about.
Shift would make sense in my head, but yeah.
Right, because if you're in creative mode and you hit shift, you go down.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Engagement.
I'm sure somebody has said it already. I just haven't seen it.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, so leashes are good. So if you've seen the Minecraft movie, you can see where the inspiration has come from.
Mm-hmm.
I still think this was in either Legends or Dungeons before this. Here's the thing. We did a resource pack with Ghast balloons.
Yes.
A long time ago.
We did.
And to me, that came before any of this.
Mm-hmm.
That creator deserves credit.
Definitely.
Piglins and balloons. Here we go. It's Alex. It retextured the entire Ghast to be balloons and stuff, but it was cool.
And we were a big fan of that at the time.
Yes. The only issue I had is I felt like the size needed to be a little bit bigger, but other than that, that was cool.
Yeah, definitely.
It felt natural. So some more attributes to the Happy Ghast, which is cool. I still think I won't be using it very often. It has its niche purpose, which it's really good at. But yeah, I just learned scaffolding. I just started to like scaffolding. I can't give up on it.
It took us years to get him to do that, so you know.
Yeah. Could you imagine how long it's going to take me to use a Happy Ghast?
What was this, like Ripple Effect Season 4 before you touch them or something like that?
It was when the light update changed from 7 to 0.
Yeah.
Because I could start building with full blocks and get dark light levels.
Yeah.
I used to always build on slabs so I could play with light levels.
Aubni says it's going to be very useful for him this season.
So a Happy Ghast created a Happy Walrus.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There's more to the leashes, though.
Really?
Can leash mobs to each other using shift click.
That's right.
You can use shears to remove the lead.
Okay.
And you can leash mobs directly to the Happy Ghast itself without even needing a boat.
That's right. Because that's how you move horses and camels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The big ones that don't go in boats.
there's some good stuff there. Yeah, and obviously inspired a bit by the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the Happy Ghast. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I like it. I didn't need an entire Minecraft live for it.
Yeah, there's that. Before we get into our review of a Minecraft movie, here's some statistics that you might like.
Mm-hmm.
So the live-action Minecraft movie had the fourth biggest opening of any PG movie in history.
Wow.
Higher than Inside Out 2, and that movie went on to make $1.7 billion. It's crazy. So it set the record for the biggest video game movie opening day with 8 million on its opening day. Its opening weekend, it had domestic sales of $157 million and global sales of $301 million. And as of Monday, passed the $500 million box office mark with just $150 million budget. So, Duds, do you think that a Minecraft movie will reach the $1 billion box office mark?
What's it been? It's been in theaters 3 weeks now?
Mm-hmm. And it's at 500 million as of Monday. I think it can do it.
Can it do it? Yes. But I'm going to put it at 925 million.
Okay.
As its final.
That's a very specific number. I like that.
It felt right saying.
Okay. So we'll see when the final numbers come out. Will it be 925 or will it be a billion? I reckon it can do it, surprisingly.
Well, see, here's the thing. Can it do it? Yes. Is it good enough to do it? Does it deserve to hit a billion? I think it's gotten so big as of right now, one, because everyone loves Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Minecraft is the largest video game in the world.
Yep.
And two, every other movie that's come out this year has been absolute heart garbage.
The Amateur looks pretty good. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for that.
I've seen the trailers. I don't know if it's worth going and seeing for me.
Mm-hmm. I think it looks pretty good, but I wouldn't pay for it.
Well, see, that's just it. Let's talk about this because I've got some Minecraft movie stuff that doesn't necessarily pertain to the movie.
Okay.
This might actually be a good time to talk about it. One, to the kids, punks, teenagers, whatever, who freak out over the chicken jockey and ruin the movie experience for everyone else.
Yeah.
You are the reason cinema is dying. Nobody wants to be in a movie theater with you. Just saying. Like, that's harsh, but you are the reason we won't get movies here soon.
That scene has definitely caused problems.
Yes.
I've seen those screens firsthand, and they are some of the worst mess I've seen in a long time.
And let me guess, you can tell when it's going to happen based on who walks into the theater.
Luckily, when I went to see it, I went to a quiet showing during the day, so I was fine.
Yeah, and I wanted to put it out there. When I went to my theater showing, it was like early Sunday morning. It was like the first showing Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the younger people in there. Basically, everyone in there was my age. There were only like 2 younger people. Adults were wanting to see this movie too, which is great because I've been saying for years, I feel like the Minecraft demographic needs to move away from small children because the small children who were playing this when it first came out have grown up and they're still playing it.
Yep.
And I think they might outnumber the younger generation, at least consistently.
It's definitely been a wide spectrum of ages.
For sure.
I think it's kind of a bit unstoppable as a film, and it's had, limited competition with what's come out recently.
Yeah.
Which has allowed it to flourish in that way. And I think that it's surprisingly a massive hit. I don't know whether surprisingly is the correct word, because I knew it was going to be big.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We knew it was going to be a big one.
I don't think I kind of grasped how big.
And I think a lot of that has to do with how bad movies has been this year. People want to go to the movies. They want to spend money in a movie theater. You're just not giving them a reason to. For me to go to the movie theater, a single ticket, and I bought 1 soda at the concession stand, I was $25 in for this movie. That's dumb money. That's too much. It has to be a for sure good movie at that kind of price. And to see the chicken jockey incident, if I would have known that was happening before I went to my theater, because I didn't see it till that Monday afternoon after I had watched it, I wouldn't have purchased a ticket, being so afraid that was going to happen and I was going to ruin my time.
I think there's a difference between, like, you would join in with, like, a musical film, maybe, with the singing. I can get that to a degree, but the way people were reacting to that chicken jockey scene, I saw videos online, people just throwing drinks and popcorn bags all over everyone in the cinema when that came on. That's not enjoying the film.
Yeah, you're being a nuisance to be a nuisance.
Was it the director of the movie or one of the producers come out to see, well, I don't really see the problem, popcorn doesn't hurt anyone? Like, that is not the point.
Yeah, I think Mojang came out and basically said, no, that's not good. Stop doing that.
And Jack Black went to a screening and said the same thing. But I want to say it was the director. I'm not 100% sure.
I think you're right. I remember seeing that someone from the movie actually said that.
And as soon as I saw that being quoted, I was like, you have literally no idea what it's like to work in a cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Go and watch the film and enjoy it. This is why people don't want to do anything these days, because there's always a minority of people who want to disrupt it for everyone else and are only interested in their own selfish behavior.
Yep. Should we move on?
Let's move on.
Before we continue today's show, here's Jimbo with a reminder of how you can get a discount on your own Minecraft server from Bisect Hosting.
You can get a discount on your own Minecraft server through our partnership with Bisect Hosting, offering our community 25% off any game server for their first month. This is for new clients only. Visit bisecthosting.com/TWE and use the code TWE at checkout to receive the discount.
All right. Thanks, Jimbo.
Thanks, Jimbo.
Carl, would you like to read off our options for this episode's Mending Minecraft?
I would indeed. We had the options of the Warden, the Creaking, and the Breeze. So we set up polls across Spotify, YouTube, and Discord, and the winner, I don't have a drum roll, we'll put that in post. And the winner is... the Creaking!
I was actually surprised by this one. I thought people might choose the Breeze.
Yeah, I thought the Warden was going to win, to be honest with you, and it nearly did. It came second.
Yeah.
So, Duds, how do we mend the Creaking?
The easy answer is give it more attack power. I'm not going to do that. No. I think the attack power is perfect. It's not designed to really be a huge threat. So, yeah, no. I think what would be cool is a way to distract the creaking.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this with wardens. People can set up noise machines and stuff, and it'll distract the warden.
Yep.
And helps you get away and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My thought is, let's give a secondary use to something that doesn't get a lot of love and make it soul lanterns.
Okay.
I think a soul lantern might confuse a creaking, because like with creaking, there's a lot of oranges and whites and stuff. So I was like, something blue in that biome might be a cool way to distract it. It's like, oh, what is this? Why is this the wrong color in this biome?
For sure.
Another thing I thought was in a great tip of the hat to Jimbo. Let's make it scared of bees.
Oh, those bees.
It seemed right because a creaking's tree-like and bees make their home in trees.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, a tree monster would need to be scared of bees, right?
Sure, I can see that.
And I thought of maybe a way to tame, quote unquote, it would be to wearing the pumpkin on your head. We get the same kind of effect with Enderman. And I think if you wear a pumpkin on your head, maybe the creaking thinks you're just a pumpkin, and so it doesn't try to attack you. So that'd be a great way for people who want to explore the Pale Oak biome but don't want to deal with creaking. Yeah, you could go during the daytime and stuff, but...
more fun at night, though.
Yeah, other than that, I already like the way the creaking was designed and the mechanics of the creaking and all that stuff. So I thought these were a couple little things that could be fun, added a little bit more depth to the mob.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I already like the creaking. I think it's a good mob.
Yeah, the creaking's a good mob. I like it. I like the way you can build like resin farms as well with it.
Yeah,
I think they're really cool. Resins, it's not to my kind of taste.
Yeah,
but if it's used sparingly, it can really elevate a build. So
for sure,
I like it.
Okay, we've got a listener comment that fits perfectly with this. This is from Mopee. I'm hoping we're pronouncing that correctly, but they were speaking on if the Warden won.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about maybe some better drops, a new material, something called sensorite. And I'm guessing that's getting its name from the sensors and catalysts and stuff. There are 4 types, each with slightly different enchantment possibilities. Fire sensorite gives you a base fire aspect 1. Frost sensorite would give you slowness, while wind sensorite gives wind burst 1, and shadow sensorite would give blindness. Now, see, some of those seem like bad things to have.
Yeah, just a little.
I don't think you would want those on your enchantment. Love to hear your thoughts on this and maybe how to get each kind. They're saying maybe it could be biome specific, like fire, badland, frost, tundra, wind, meadow, and shadow, pale wood. Yeah, I think the problem with the Warden is Mojang doesn't want you farming them. That's why their hit points are so massive and their health is so massive, and they only drop a catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you farming Wardens, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I like the idea of a new material. I'm not sure if those enchants would be good or not, because like I said, slowness sounds like a bad thing to have on something.
I guess slowness could be useful in very specific circumstances. Can't think of one, but maybe slowing your target when you attack, aubni says.
Maybe, but that would be a whole new enchantment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. There's definitely something there, though.
Yeah.
I know Duds doesn't really like the idea of having to travel across the world to get different things, though.
Yeah. I'm a homebody.
He's not going to be seeing many blue chickens or red cows.
Nah.
He likes his home comforts.
I do.
If they were added to the game, he wouldn't see them. So.
Yeah. There might be a time where I go out and explore to find those mobs. Maybe after I get a Happy Ghast so I can tow them back pretty easily.
Apparently you'll see many blue chickens when you come to aubni's base.
Oh, great.
So look forward to that.
Yeah, I need to get my base going. Like I said, I already have it designed. I just have to build it.
Yeah. So what are we going to do for the next Mending Minecraft Duds, the one that's going out with this episode?
Yes, the next ones you get to vote on. So we're going to do structures this time, and we're going to do the Trail Ruins, Pillager Outpost, and the Shipwreck. Let us know which ones you guys want us to work on.
We'll leave those polls on Spotify, YouTube, and the Discord. We'll add them all together. We'll announce the winner and the changes in the next episode.
Yep.
Is it time to review a Minecraft movie?
Yeah. That is not an alcoholic beverage. That's a 0 sugar Pepsi Cherry.
Okay.
Just in case anyone thought it was. I really don't drink alcohol.
I didn't know what was happening there. Usually I'm the one who surprises him with random things.
Yeah. Get on my level, Carl.
I don't have a can available, but I'm there in spirit. Before we get into specifics, what did you think?
Overall, I think it was not a bad movie, but it definitely was not a good movie. Like I said earlier, I think it's doing really well because all the other movies this year have been really bad. So you put a mediocre movie out there, people are finally wanting to go to the movies, bam. Not to mention it's one of the most well-known IPs ever.
Had a great cast list.
Big cast list. That being said, Jack Black did not grow on me as Steve.
Really?
Say it. Yeah.
Because he did with me.
I was listening to some of his commentary on it, and he was acting Steve a certain way, and he was being directed to don't do that, be more like Jack Black. So I'm not blaming this on Jack Black for once, because Jack Black did not act like Steve. Jack Black acted like Jack Black. And honestly, we could have just named him somebody other than Steve, and it still would have worked in the movie.
Yeah, they could have used Jack Black's player rather than Steve.
Yes.
Because we're all Steve, really.
Right, that's what I was thinking, because that's the first thing you do when you get Minecraft is you find out you can make your own skin, and you make your own skin.
Yeah.
There's that.
Rather than Jack Black in a blue t-shirt.
Right.
Which is how he turned up to set that day.
Yeah. I will say the art style, I had a lot of harsh criticisms of that when the trailers and stuff dropped. That grew on me. By the end of the movie, I really liked it. I thought it was well done.
Same. When we looked at the trailer, I was very critical of the way it was being filmed. But in the context of, and I think I said this the last time we talked about the movie, in the context of you're in the cinema, you're locked in, it doesn't matter. It works.
Yes.
When you're looking at it in a YouTube video window at the first footage you've seen of the film, it looks a bit jarring. But when you're in there, I think, yeah, as Aubni said, it was meant to look weird. That was the point.
Yeah, but that's also a problem I have. Don't do that. Like, don't try to make something that looks different when you already have a well-known IP. That being said, the art style grew on me. I kind of wish there wasn't live action.
Yeah.
I wish when the characters are in the Minecraft part of Minecraft, you Minecraftify those people. Would have been cool.
I like that we actually saw some of New Zealand.
Yeah.
I was concerned that the only reason they went to New Zealand was for tax breaks, and the whole thing was going to be green screen, which a lot of it was. But we did actually get to see parts of New Zealand and buildings and schools and houses and stuff like that. I'm more okay with that choice than I was when it felt like it was just for tax reasons.
Yes. That being said, it would have been cool to not say they were from Idaho. Idaho is a cool state. It's got a lot of promise, but that didn't look like Idaho from what I know.
Did they say that? I missed that.
Oh, yeah. Because Idaho's known for its potatoes. So it makes sense to have a potato factory there.
Fair.
Or maybe I just imagined this. It's very possible.
I don't remember that, but I did watch it about 2 weeks ago at this point.
Yeah.
You know.
And I watched it the day before you did, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Aubni's saying it was openly in Idaho.
Okay.
I didn't imagine that.
This is why we have patrons in the live chat.
Yes.
Because they do our research for us.
I wouldn't say that. I think they're here to correct us when we're wrong.
Which is always welcome.
Yes. Jason Momoa was the best part of the entire movie for me. I thought Garrett, the garbage man, was hilarious and was great. That being said, the other characters weren't bad. They were just wasted in my eyes.
Yeah, they didn't have much to do, really. And I like the other characters. I like the actors and actresses that played them. I like the characters as they were put to us. But I thought, like you, that they were very much underutilized in a lot of the film.
Yes.
Which is not great.
It definitely felt like there were 5 different stories that got smashed into one to make this movie.
Yeah.
And that's why I think some of the characters did not get utilized the best way.
Yeah, I can go with that. I did like to see that there was a lot of Minecrafty things in there, though.
Yes.
So you had like your wolf taming mechanics, you had your ruined portals, you had your creeper farm, you had your chicken cooker, you had your water to stop fall damage. All these things like that, if you know Minecraft, you could kind of go, oh yeah. Where to the general audience, I think they were just like, well, that's just a thing that happens in this film. But actually, it's part of Minecraft. And I think they did a good job of catering to both those audiences.
Yeah.
To the general cinema going, want to watch a kids film, quote unquote kids film. People who play Minecraft who are going to look for these sort of, not Easter eggs as such, but like, you know, callbacks to the game, as it were.
Yes. This movie was definitely a Minecraft movie and not the Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Definitely.
That being said, because of that, I think Steve shouldn't have been in it. He should have been someone else.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a Minecraft movie, don't include Steve. Save Steve for the Minecraft movie. Again, that being said, I'm not blaming Jack Black for acting like Jack Black after hearing that he was told to act like Jack Black. So there's that.
I think from the start, the movie kind of points in the direction that this is a Minecraft world, not the Minecraft world.
Yes.
Because of the whole loading screen at the start.
They very much made sure, like, hey, this is not the Minecraft movie. They beat you over the head with it. And that is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. Because if they were trying to do it the other way, I would be a lot more critical of the portrayal.
Yep.
So I'm glad that they went in that direction, and I'm glad that they made it abundantly clear from the start with it loading in a new Minecraft world.
That being said, if you were to tell me they want to do a sequel with Jack Black and Jason Momoa and just have those two characters in there, I would watch that all day. By the end, the chemistry those two had together was amazing to watch.
Did you watch the post-credits scene by any chance at the very, very end of the credits?
Nope, didn't realize there was a post-credit scene.
Okay, so at the end, Jack Black, Steve, goes back to his old house and he knocks on the door. A lady opens. He says, "Hi, I used to live here." Something like, "I might have left something in." She went, "Oh, is that about the chest in the attic?" He goes, "Yeah, that's still there." And she went, "Do you want to come in? I'm Alex, by the way." And then it ends. That, to me, when I first saw that, makes me think that the sequel is going to revolve around Alex, not Steve.
Mm.
That's what that says to me.
Yes.
Now, we know they are discussing a sequel right now.
Yeah, it made too much money not to.
Yeah, exactly. So that little end credit scene to me says Alex is the front person for the sequel. Now, that might be just, that was a funny scene to do, because it was, and kind of a callback to the other default character,
Mm-hmm.
you know, from the original default characters. Or it could be a nod to the sequel. Spoilers, haha. This entire podcast is a spoiler, Obdi.
Yeah.
I don't know which way that's going to go. Whether they're going to go with the same characters but a different enemy, or whether they're going to mix it up and base it around Alex, I don't know. That's just kind of what I was thinking at the time.
Well, the last point I want to make is it's got to be the end dimension, right? Because we didn't see the end in this movie.
We didn't, and we actually didn't see that much of the Never either.
Very true.
We basically saw one massive bastion, and that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see Crimson Forest, we didn't see a Warped Forest, we didn't see Solsan Valley, we didn't see any of this stuff. We saw mainly a very big bastion.
Yes, very big bastion.
No Never Fortress, as Aubni says. What we saw of the Never looked stunning,
Yes.
but we saw very little of it. I think for this film, they were trying to concentrate on the overworld more.
Well, and it definitely felt they were trying to concentrate on the characters themselves.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And that lends to more of the overworld.
Yeah. And I think for a sequel, they could go in two directions. They could go further into the Never, or they could go, like you say, to the end. Steve has clearly been to the end because he had Elytra wings.
That's true.
So he's clearly been to the end a few times to kill the Ender Dragon and go and get Elytras.
Yeah.
In that respect, there's a story to be told there as well. Like they say, our Minecraft movie is because there's so many different stories that can happen in the game. And a lot of them have happened to Steve that we didn't get to see.
Mm-hmm.
If this film keeps making a lot of money and the sequel makes a lot of money, we could be seeing like a 4-5 film sequels.
For sure.
There was also a lot of kind of Easter eggs. So we had them honoring the late YouTuber Technoblade with a crowned pig Easter egg in the Midpoint Village scene.
Yep.
We also had Jack Black's white eyes pointing to Herobrine.
That it was done by mistake.
Well, Mojang will say it's done by mistake because it doesn't exist.
No, the director actually said they were supposed to render purple, but for some reason it messed up and it rendered white, and they just kind of kept it.
Sure, cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, £150 million budget and you couldn't re-render that scene? Sure.
Had to keep it under 150 pounds.
Well, that's a very heavy weight you've got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I only found out today after watching Mumbo's video that he had a lot of input into redstone and traps used in the movie. I don't know if you've seen that video yet.
I have not. I've not been home all day.
Yeah, so basically he was brought on board to take the sort of concepts they had for the film and make them in Minecraft so they could see how the mechanics work and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was very much involved in the creation of like the traps as they go through the mine, like the shooting traps on each side, like the chicken cooker and stuff like that. So in the end, Mumbo did invent redstone. Yes, Aubni. For a Minecraft movie, he invented it.
I want to say I saw a cameo of him and LD Shadow Lady.
Yep.
Auctioning the storage container, yeah.
Half Mile, Dan TDM, Mumbo, and LD Shadow Lady that were in that scene, yeah.
So I was right.
Clearly our cameo was lost in the post.
Yes.
Clearly.
Joke's on you, Carl. I was in the Minecraft movie. You just didn't notice me.
Were you?
Yeah, I played Wandering Trader number 3.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
It's going to be canon somewhere.
Were you the nitwit who went to the overworld?
No.
Oh.
My head is not big enough to play that character.
Yeah, the villagers were weird.
Yeah.
And wasn't it like the voice of the guy from the IT crowd that was like in the credit scene as well?
I did not notice.
Mr. Renham, maybe? Matt Berry?
Yes.
Yes, Aubni's got it, Matt Berry. And he's also been told off for capital letters.
I think that was a swing and a miss, though. You easily could have got the guys from Element Animation.
Yeah, it was very jarring when that came on the screen. I was like, why is the guy from the IT crowd in there? And why are the villagers speaking? It was very bizarre to me, that scene.
Yes.
All in all, the film was a lot better than I was expecting.
Yes.
If you set your expectations low enough, anything can surprise you. And actually, I think it was a pretty good film. I liked the cast. I liked the pacing. The art style was a lot better on a massive screen than it was in a little trailer on a YouTube player.
Agreed.
The way they got into the Minecraft world was
okay.
A lot better thought out than it was in Jumanji.
Yes. Agreed.
Didn't they have a potato gun at one point?
Yes.
So that's a create thing.
Well, I think it shot like different kind of. No, I can't remember. My brain's foggy.
But if it was, that's kind of a nod to create and other mods that were in there as well. And I think it was just kind of a good. I can't see how you would do a better live action version of Minecraft than that.
Agreed. If you wanted to make a better Minecraft movie, it would need to be animated.
Yeah, with the constraints they gave themselves of it being live action, I think they did the best that anyone could on a pretty low budget, really.
Yeah.
Especially one that's now 500 million in box office sales deep. All in all, could have been a lot worse.
It could have. That being said, I will not pay $25 to go see it again. Not worth that much.
I might buy the DVD.
You would.
When it's on Prime discount sale or something.
I might stream it for free at some point if there's nothing else on, but that's about all you're getting out of me.
Well, if it's Warner Brothers, it'd probably be on HBO.
Yeah, but I canceled my Max subscription.
Ah.
Yeah.
I bought all the Minion films, so why wouldn't I?
True.
Yeah, let us know, guys, in the YouTube comments and in Discord and on Spotify comments as well. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Did you really enjoy it? Do you think it was really bad? Were you pleasantly surprised? Were you overhyped for it and it didn't really live up to it? Let us know in the comments. Want to get a consensus with the listener as to what we think of it, but it's doing well. No one can argue with that.
Very true. All right. But I think that's going to do it for today's show. Before I have Carl read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are aubni, FragileRock, J-Man, Loki, and the Meme Bug. If you too would like to get access to extra content and exclusive benefits, including our Minecraft server powered by Bisect Hosting, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
If you like this show, you can share it with all your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, rate and follow us so you never miss a future episode. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com, message us on social media, or join our Discord, where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All those links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by our digital producer Carl and myself. The amazing music you hear throughout the show was created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.
Yes, hang on 1 second. Making all the noise.